Alexander Hartdegen, a resolute scientist and inventor, is determined to demonstrate the feasibility of time travel. After experiencing the heartbreaking loss of the woman he loves, Alexander becomes unwaveringly committed to journeying into the past to alter the course of events. In his pursuit of empirical verification, the time machine is flung 800,000 years ahead, leading him to discover a profoundly unsettling new world. In this distant era, he encounters a terrifying dichotomy among humankind, as they are now divided into two warring factions, the hunters and the hunted. If you want to stay in the loop and receive more exciting videos, make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and don't forget to like the video. Residing in the vibrant landscape of New York City in 1899, Alex Hartdegen stands as a scientist captivated by the tantalizing concept of time travel. Within the hallowed halls of Columbia University, he imparts his wisdom as a professor specializing in applied mechanics and engineering, all while courting controversy with his audacious theories. As if in a dance of intellect, he exchanges correspondence with none other than the esteemed Albert Einstein. Stepping into the scene as he makes his way to the park to rendezvous with his beloved Emma, Alex's attention is ensnared by the sight of an early motorcar nestled by the park gates. Swift and decisive, he swiftly intervenes, preventing the impending chaos of the vehicle's unchecked movement, and earns the gratitude of its driver. Notwithstanding the diversion, destiny leads him to Emma at the skating rink, their journey continuing through the park's tranquil beauty. Amidst this picturesque setting, Alex musters the courage to lay his heart bare, proposing to Emma. Yet, the ethereal moment's fragility is soon eclipsed as a malevolent figure emerges from the nearby foliage, wielding a gun and shattering their world. Driven by an unwavering love, Alex takes a stand, but the altercation results in the gun's discharge. The fatal wound it inflicts, robbing him of Emma's presence and leaving her lifeless in his embrace. In the wake of this heart-wrenching tragedy, Alex takes refuge in his laboratory, dedicating every conscious moment over the next 4 years to the intricate calculations of time travel. His ceaseless toil bears fruit as he finally crafts a functioning time machine. However, this all-encompassing pursuit comes at a price, severing the ties that bound him to his oldest friend, David Philby. A confrontation between the two unfolds within the confines of the lab, sparking a torrent of emotions from Alex. In a bid to guide him back to normalcy, Philby extends an olive branch in the form of a dinner invitation. Yet, Alex's response is a mere postponement, his poignant remark echoing the gravity of the rift. At last, the time machine stands complete, a vessel to rewrite history's cruel script. Venturing back to that fateful night 4 years prior, Alex intercepts Emma's path before it converges with his 1899 self. Guiding her away from the park's shadow, their steps lead them to her apartment, where he departs briefly to retrieve flowers. However, fate's designs prove relentless, as Emma is tragically struck by a horse and carriage, the catalyst being the very motorcar he once prevented from running amok. In the midst of this bitter irony, Alex confronts a somber truth: each intervention yields a new tragedy, a cycle of suffering that defies alteration. Disenchanted but resolute, he forges a path into the future, yearning for insights that could pierce the veil of destiny. Venturing into the realms of tomorrow, 2030 reveals itself as a haven of revelations. Amid the unfolding future, Alex unearths plans for the lunar colonization. Seeking further wisdom, he steps into the realm of the New York Public Library, engaging in discourse with Vox 114, a holographic librarian of artificial intelligence. A tapestry of knowledge unfolds before him, threads of literary giants like H.G. Wells, Isaac Asimov, and Harlan Ellison interwoven with his own contributions. Yet, the elusive secret of time travel remains beyond grasp, with Vox's resolute declaration that such an endeavor defies the boundaries of possibility. Discovering no valuable insights, he steers his focus towards the future until he encounters a significant disruption in the year 2037. At this juncture, he finds that the moon mining operation has triggered turmoil, causing the lunar orbit to destabilize. In the midst of this chaos, Alexander's presence outside a sanctuary prompts the intervention of military personnel who attempt to apprehend him. However, he manages to escape just in time, retreating into his time machine as the city falls into ruin. Though he loses consciousness, he is spared from witnessing the downfall of civilization. Alexander's journey through time continues, spanning countless millennia until he regains consciousness in the year 802,701 AD. This distant future presents a stark contrast, with society having regressed into a primitive hunter-gatherer lifestyle. Identifying themselves as the Eloi, these survivors have adapted to their environment, carving dwellings into the side of a cliff reminiscent of Manhattan. Among these inhabitants, Alexander develops a connection with a woman named Mara, who serves as a teacher and retains fragments of the time traveler's now antiquated language. It dawns on Alexander that the moon has fractured into pieces, further underscoring the passage of eons. As Alexander becomes integrated into Eloi society, he is confronted with remnants of the past. Stone fragments and remnants from a bygone New York, including a sign from Tiffany & Company, the iconic Empire State Building, and sections of tiled panels from the Brooklyn Bridge City Hall subway station, serve as poignant echoes of a once thriving civilization. During his exploration of the Eloi's world and after bearing witness to a memorial for their ancestors, Alexander is directed by Mara to return to his own time and to take her younger brother, Kalen, with him. This serene moment is abruptly disrupted as the Eloi come under attack from the Morlocks, monstrous and pale ape-like creatures that prey upon the Eloi for sustenance. Amidst the chaos, the Morlocks seize Mara and carry her away. Driven by desperation to rescue her, Alexander is advised to seek out the ghost, a figure that the Eloi refer to, which Alexander recognizes as Vox 114, the holographic librarian he encountered prior to the moon's demise. With Vox 114's guidance, Alexander navigates the labyrinthine domain of the Morlocks, only to find himself captured and brought before the leader of the Morlocks, the Uber Morlock, portrayed by Jeremy Irons. In this subterranean chamber, Mara is confined within a cage, and the enigmatic Uber Morlock awaits. Through conversation, the Uber Morlock unveils the intricate structure of Morlock society, a hierarchy defined by distinct castes, each tailored to fulfill distinct roles. At the pinnacle of this society are super-intelligent telepaths, while the predatory hunters Alexander encountered represent a distinct breed bred for their predatory abilities. Amidst their dialogue, the Uber Morlock seeks to rationalize their actions, asserting that they are not inherently malevolent. He challenges Alexander with the question, "Who are you to question 800,000 years of evolution?" The Uber Morlock proceeds to disclose the underlying reason why Alexander's attempts to alter Emma's fate are inherently futile. He is ensnared within a temporal paradox. Consequently, any endeavor to manipulate the timeline and prevent Emma's death becomes an impossibility, as the absence of her demise would erase the impetus for him to create the time machine in the first place. Within this revelation, Alexander comes to understand that the Morlocks were individuals who opted to retreat underground following the moon's collapse, while the Eloi were those who braved the aftermath on the surface. The time machine he had crafted has fallen into the hands of the Morlocks, who have concealed it below ground. To escape their clutches, Alexander takes a daring leap into the machine, sending it hurtling forward in time along with the Uber Morlock. A battle unfolds between the two, culminating in Alexander propelling the Uber Morlock outside the confines of the time sphere. Witnessing his adversary's accelerated aging and eventual demise outside the protective confines of time, Alexander achieves a hard-won victory. Gradually decelerating the machine's momentum, Alexander is greeted by the sight of the sky above. It becomes evident that he has journeyed to the year 635,427,810 AD, only to encounter a grim and desolate expanse dominated entirely by the Morlocks. Having finally come to terms with the unalterable nature of Emma's fate, Alexander endeavors to liberate Mara from her captivity. Following her release and just before their escape, he sets the time machine's trajectory towards the future while manipulating his pocket watch to disrupt the controls. This act of manipulation triggers a malfunction and results in an explosive eruption, generating a distortion within the fabric of time. Alexander and Mara narrowly escape its effects. Trapped within this unforeseen future, Alexander embraces the newfound path ahead, joining forces with Mara to rebuild civilization anew. With Vox assuming the role of a storyteller, relaying the tales stored within its memory to the Alloy, they strive to rejuvenate the essence of civilization. In a poignant juxtaposition, this concluding tableau is intertwined with a sequence set in the year 1903, wherein David Philby exchanges words with Alexander's aging housekeeper, Mrs. Watchett, before discarding his bowler hat onto the street, a symbolic gesture representing the relinquishment of a bygone era.